Hello there, and welcome to episode 23 of the Holocron-Cast. It's been a while. It's me, the Jedi Holocron, Tyler. And of course, as always, the Sith Holocron, Dan. How you doing today, Daniel?
Pretty good. It's been a hot minute.
Lord have mercy, has it been a while.
I've forgotten how our audio balance is supposed to work. So if you've seen our previous episodes and this one sounds completely different, I apologize.
It might be better, though.
It might be better. It might be worse.
It might be worse. So, episode 23 of the Holocron-Cast. We haven't recorded an episode in almost a month.
Over a month.
Yes.
It's been like 5 weeks.
And the last episode was a shit show.
The last episode was... It's literally titled The Worst Train Wreck.
Yes. And there's the things of fire.
The thumbnail's Luke's temple on fire.
Yeah, coronavirus kind of fucked everything up.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about just like life stuff because we've been gone for a while, but we will be talking about Clone Wars for the vast majority.
Yes, episodes 1 and 2 of the Siege of Mandalore.
Yes. We just haven't been recording
We haven't recorded a while, so we're just here for a little update, you know?
Yeah. How's things?
How are things going Dan?
Well, this is the third time I've left my house. Since quarantine.
Yes. Okay, that's good, that's good.
Mostly because I was out of a job for surgery, and then right as I was ready to start getting back to work, quarantine started.
Oh, the joys of life.
Which, to be fair, has given me more time to recover, I guess, but
yeah.
Goddamn, I'm so poor.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird time.
It's a bizarre time. I hope all of you are staying inside.
Yeah, staying safe.
But I'm sure you're already told that by every other YouTuber you watch.
Yeah, it's we haven't been recording this. We like recording together, and we don't have ideal living situations to record regularly.
Yeah,
we have a lot of noisy
house.
people we live with, and people who be in our business all the time. So yeah, so we decided it's time.
We are socially distancing right now.
It's been a while. We figured you should social distance if you can. It's the right thing to do. But we're like, he's been inside long enough. I'm still going to work, but I'm super precautious about everything.
You are one of the most paranoid people I have ever met.
I worry way too much. I wonder who I get that from. My mom.
So I have really no concern that you are taking literally every precaution while you are at work.
And plus, like, this is going to be a problem for a while. So we figured we can start hanging out every once in a while.
Yeah, it's not like we're going back to weekly podcast episodes.
Yeah. Well, we will this week.
Yeah.
This week, and then on May the 4th, we'll do the Clone Wars finale review, because we got to.
But yeah, we gotta do that. Come on.
It's Clone Wars, yeah. So we'll be keeping up with our Battlefront streams and Detroit. I hope you're enjoying those.
I'm looking to make highlight reels for the streams. Very slow going just because I'm really lazy right now.
Right.
It is hard to get motivated to do literally anything these days.
It is. Quarantine's been interesting because I still have to go to work.
I know.
I work at Amazon, so like they need people there right now, and
I wish I had a job.
It's weird. We've had a lot of cases at my job actually.
Yeah, I heard.
Like we've had at least 10 now.
I'm surprised I was able to come over.
Well, it's your choice. I don't really care.
No, I mean my parents.
Oh, yeah. Most of them have been like, the most recent one was like, last time they were on site was the 22nd, and the one before that, the most recent time they were on site was like the 8th. So it's been a while.
I'm also sure that you don't get within 6 feet of that many of your coworkers.
And they tell us if we are in they'll actually tell us not to come in. And they take temperature checks on everyone when they come in. We all wear masks. It's the whole shit deal.
I mean, you don't really have much of a choice nowadays.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you gotta do.
And plus, everybody in my house goes to work, so we're all putting ourselves out at risk every day. So
yeah,
what's a guy who's been in quarantine for 8 weeks coming over once every often?
Both my parents work, but I very rarely leave my dungeon nowadays.
Dungeon.
I've rewatched Rebels.
Nice.
I've beaten Persona.
All that you finished it?
The whole thing of Rebels from season 1, episode 1, all the way to the end. Didn't skip a single episode. I've beaten Persona 5 Royal, and I'm already replaying it again just because I'm so bored, and I love that game so much. I'm spinning my wheels.
Right.
I'm ready to leave.
Right. I was getting... For me, it's been a tale of two quarantines. Like, from like, since this happened right around my birthday too.
Yeah.
Because we were like ready to go to Chick-fil-A and just have a good time that week, and like just,
That was when
and then that's when everything happened. So like, but like from my birthday till about 2 weeks ago, perfectly fine. I was happier than I've ever been, doing good, like talking to my favorite person every day, like life was good. And then I took 11 days off work that time too. And then once I went back to work, it all kind of hit me. The vast realization of the fact that for the next few months, I'll barely be able to see any of my friends because I'm being exposed so much, and I don't want to expose them. And a lot of them have people in their lives that they live with or that are more acceptable. And like, if that ever happened, but like, then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be miserable and lonely for the next 4 months.
Yeah.
It was like a tale of two things. But like, it's been weird.
Very bipolar quarantine for you.
Like, the first so long was great. It's still not awful, but like,
I mean, yeah,
I've had some really bad days.
It's not the worst.
But I also had really good days too.
I haven't had too many great days. I've also had some for very similar reasons. I've been in a weird existential place.
Yeah, I feel that.
Thinking more about not necessarily just like isolation, but I've got this weird like seed in the back of my mind now where I just can't stop thinking about like the ultimate end of the universe.
Oh no. I get that it feels that way. Our president and
but like not even just the planet. I just mean like everything. Mm-hmm. I was up for like 36 hours one day because I couldn't go to sleep because of it. I was so like
That's
worried.
Funny. Yeah.
But I've been mellowing the past couple of weeks now. So
speaking of sleep, I've had no good sleep during quarantine. I had about 2 weeks where I slept no more than 5 hours multiple times, and I would work 12 hours some of those days.
Is it bad to say that that's normally what I do to sleep?
Maybe. It depends. Do you wake up tired and miserable? Or are you just used to it where you get it like 5 hours is enough for you? Where you're 50-50. Not tired. But like, I had a period where every time I woke up, I was miserable.
Yeah.
I would go to bed at 5 in the morning, I'd wake up at 10. I'm like, what is happening?
I just hate sleeping, so I naturally like almost force myself to wake up really early, which is not healthy at all, but I can't. I hate sleeping.
Right.
I hate it.
Right. I wish I wouldn't get tired.
I know. Even when I was working, it was really bad because I would like almost crash because I was just so exhausted. But obviously now that I'm not working, I can go off of like 3 hours and be perfectly fine.
Yeah. Like actually yesterday, I only slept for like 4 or 5 hours and still stayed up till like 4 in the morning like normal. Well, today I slept till like noon, so that was good.
I'm finally kind of getting back to like a normal like 6-7 hours of sleep now.
Yeah.
Finally, but for the first, 5 weeks of quarantine or whatever, I was just like 3 hours, 4 hours, 2 hours.
Right. Do you know what you should really do to take advantage of all this quarantine time? We should start reading some Star Wars novels.
Yeah. I was going to say I should really start exercising.
Me too.
I'm a fat boy.
Yeah, we have powerful thighs, but we're fat.
I'm so mad. I was so good. Like, I had lost like almost 50 pounds.
Before surgery?
Before surgery, because I was working. And then I quit right before surgery. And then I couldn't walk for 8 weeks. So I gained it all back. And I'm back up to being morbidly obese.
Yeah, I feel that.
And it's really hard for me now to get motivated because I just have that thought in the back of my mind, like, oh, you're just going to regain it again, so who gives a shit?
Right.
Really bad mentality to have.
I have the same thing, though, where it's like, I'm like, Courtney, I need to like exercise every day. I need to do something instead of sit on my ass. And it's been hard on me. I've been rewatching like not Star Wars, the normal things I rewatch. The Office. I watched Community on Netflix. It came back. I finished that in like 2 weeks. I just watched a show called Atypical, 3 seasons, 2 days. It was good, but like,
yeah, I finished my Rebels rewatch in like 5 days, I think.
Yeah.
And I would stay up until like 4 in the morning because it would be like I would start when my parents go to bed just so it can be perfectly silent and I can pay super close attention. So it would be like 10:30 or 11, and I'd be like, oh, I'll get one more.
Right.
Oh wait, the next one, Charles of the Darksaber. I gotta watch that now.
Oh my god, that episode. We're gonna do a whole podcast about that episode one day.
We're definitely gonna do some podcasts about Rebels.
Because I do want to. I started to rewatch Rebels and I stopped, and then I don't know. It's hard. I'm having trouble motivating to do a lot of things these days.
Yeah.
Like video games, like everything.
Thankfully, I'm at least starting to get motivated to exercise a little bit, just because my leg that had surgery on it is starting to get weak again because I just haven't been exercising. Because obviously post-surgery it atrophied a lot, and it's like half the size of my other leg. It's really gross. And I went to physical therapy, and then I finished physical therapy right before quarantine, and I have not been good about exercising since. And so it has gone right back down, and if I want to get a job, I need to get it right back up.
Yeah. Do some leg crunches or something.
I have a
or like a bike, right?
I have a stationary bike at home. I've been using that, and I'm going to probably start taking walks.
Yeah.
Did I send that message in the Discord chat about how I might have developed a new allergy?
Yeah. I don't remember what it was, though.
I had to...
to grass.
Yeah, we had to put a back door, screen door on the back to the backyard. And I was talking to my dad with it. I still think it might have been allergies. It might have just been that I hadn't seen the sun in 6 weeks. But I went outside, and I was outside for literally 2 minutes, and from my ankles all the way up to, like, my gooch was completely rashed. Splotches of red, super itchy, like horrifically itchy.
That's funny. No, that's not funny, but it's funny.
It is kind of funny, admittedly. And it got me out of helping with the door, at least.
There you go.
I got to go back inside, and I was in the middle of the final boss for Persona 5 Royal, so I was really pissed.
Who was the final boss?
I won't say.
Good, because I'm finishing it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's been a weird quarantine. It's been... Remember how you saying your existential crisis about the world? I've actually realized...
The universe.
Like I said, how like the tale of two quarantines. I realized that my actual existential crisis that I'm going through after I went back to work and just realized everything's going to suck for the next 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
My existential crisis is, do we deserve to be happy? You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
Because I don't feel like I deserve to be happy, purely based on how my life has gone to this point.
That's definitely not a good thought.
No, yeah. I'm trying to come to terms with it, but I don't want to come to terms with it, you know?
Probably should. I feel like both of us need to see a therapist.
Yes, for sure.
I actually think I am going to go and see a therapist once this is all over.
Yeah.
Once we can actually leave the house, because I think I need some help.
Yeah.
And I know a couple of people who have started going to therapy recently and have improved, just like family members and stuff.
Anyone I know?
No one you know. And they've gotten a lot better from it. And I've always believed in therapy, but
yeah,
you know,
it's hard to admit to someone, especially your parents, that you're not okay.
It is. That's why. I mean, I went through the first 16 years of my life having crippling anxiety and not being medicated for it.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, if I did not have medication, I could not record this podcast.
That's crazy.
I could not open a YouTube channel at all.
See, mine's bad. I don't think mine's that bad.
I wouldn't even be able to comment on like a YouTube video because I'd be so afraid of people.
I actually am like that.
Like
I'm weird about commenting on things.
I would never be able to do any of that, but since I'm under control for the most part, well, nowadays I'm starting to slip a little, but
yeah.
I'm mostly under control, so now I can post and comment whatever the hell I want, and I don't really care that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was our deep talk.
Yeah, quarantine's been not fun.
But I'm sure the people have heard plenty of it, so.
Yes, so. But we're here to talk about the only thing in the world that matters right now, greatness. The Siege of Mandalore.
Just further cementing Sir Filoni's place as a deity.
As a god among us.
If there's anybody who doesn't think that Filoni should be in charge of everything on the creative side of Star Wars.
Or in just creative and fiction.
You're just wrong.
Have you seen the first season of Avatar? That's my favorite thing to bring up with Filoni. It's like 6 episodes, man.
Of the least good season of Avatar.
So good.
To be fair, he made like all the good episodes of that season.
For sure.
The problem, he
made all the good episodes of the show.
This isn't an Avatar podcast.
No, I just like memeing on it.
Season 1 has a lot of weird episodes.
But yeah, the Siege of Mandalore
finally started, and I totally believe. Remember, I think you told me that Whitwer was like, he saw the first 3 episodes and he was like, "This is some of the greatest,
the best thing
Star
we've ever
Wars."
done." Interesting fact. Before we get into episode 1 and episode 2 primarily, but episode 1, we're going to go over that. We'll talk about it for sure. We're going to go through it. But the Phantom Apprentice is right now, granted it has less reviews on this website, but you know IMDb, you can review single episodes.
Oh, I think James might have told me about this.
It's the fourth highest rated single episode ever. But also it only has like 3,000 reviews.
Yeah.
Like the top one is like an episode of Breaking Bad. and it has a 10 out of 10, but also it's like 51,000 reviews, or not 51,000. Yeah, 51,000.
Some like absurd number.
No, see, that's the thing. On that website, people don't typically review single episodes. They usually just do the show as a whole. But like, yeah, it's really good.
For a show like Clone Wars, I feel like you kind of have to review it like either like episode by episode or arc by arc.
Yeah.
Because you always have a couple of like stinkers.
Like, yeah, like the first 2 arcs of this season were good. But like
I think the first arc was really good. The second arc was okay, and this arc is the best.
Yes, best Clone Wars has to offer probably at this point. It's an interesting thing where I think because we all knew this was coming, we were all waiting for the Siege of Mandalore. Yeah. That like the first arc was a nice, really good arc, fun arc, but then the second arc's like, this is fun, but we know what's coming, and we're just like waiting for it, and like this is not fulfilling what we want.
The other,
especially when it's a final season, and we only know we have so many episodes.
Yeah, that is the main thing that I've seen a lot of people talk about. It's not that the middle arc was like necessarily bad or had problems with it. It was more just that there are
12 episodes after Clone Wars ever, and this is one of the 4 episodes.
Yeah,
which I get.
When there are to be like. Though, I guess, also, to be fair, it would be kind of weird going from, like, not seeing Ahsoka at all to now she's leading the siege, so I get why.
It was a good lead-up. I really like those episodes, mainly because I love Rafa.
I like those.
I fucking love Rafa.
I like those episodes, but I also get the complaint that I would have maybe preferred a different arc instead in its place. Because there's a lot of storylines that were not done.
With Rafa, though, she could have been there. Just make it work. Forget her sister, Ahsoka, Rafa, General Grievous, let's do it.
But now...
People are mad about that.
What?
The hardcore Grievous fans.
Oh, yeah.
Granted, I only follow like this one hardcore Grievous person on Twitter, and they're like, all we're going to get is that one single still of him.
The only thing we might get is maybe in the next episode it'll be in like the preview thing where they're like showing what everyone's doing, and it'll be like Obi-Wan against Grievous on Utapau.
Yeah.
Like maybe we'll see one frame of that.
I hope so.
Because we know he's going to Utapau right now.
Yes.
So we are literally on the cusp of Order 66.
There's so much to talk about with these episodes. Okay, we'll just get into the first episode.
Let's just jump into it.
The first episode... One sec. Let me get my notes. Old Friends. Not forgotten. And this episode started out with a bang, because you think we're about to get a scroll, and it plays the classical Star Wars music.
Yeah.
There's no scroll, which is fine, but like we get the classic Star Wars... What's the word? The term they use for it? Yeah, the theme, but... Orchestral.
Yeah, the orchestral theme.
But there's a word I'm trying to think of. It's not important.
Anthem?
But not anthem, but like...
I don't know what you're thinking of.
Yeah. But like, it starts to play and you're like, chills.
Like, oh, fuck.
And then like, it starts to scroll. I'm like, oh, is there going to be a scroll? No, there's not a scroll, but who cares? It's awesome. It's red.
We don't have enough time for
Clone
scrolls,
Wars.
to be fair.
Maul's back, so it has to be red, you know?
Yeah.
The Maul episodes are all red. And yeah, Episode 9, technically.
Episode 1 of the
Siege of Mandalore.
Episode 1 of the arc that everyone was waiting for.
Yes. So you want to just hop right in?
Yeah.
Go through the episode.
Let's just jump into it.
And yeah, it starts off with the bridge. They're on the bridge. Kenobi's on a bridge, and they're getting fucking attacked, man.
And it looks so good,
dude.
This season beautiful. Looks so amazing.
Honestly,
it's so impressive if you look back at the Clone Wars movie.
Oh yeah. And
then see where the animation has come. Like, not even looking at plot or anything, just look at like the animation style has improved so it looks so good.
It's beautiful.
I love Anakin's.
I can't wait for like the next anime series to be like this and just be so perfect.
That'll be so great.
Yeah, so we're on a bridge and Kenobi's struggling.
Kenobi's kind of getting a little messed up.
But one of my favorite parts of this scene is he comes in and just fucking sabers the rocket or whatever that's coming in, and he destroys it, man.
And the 212th is in a bit of trouble because there's this massive blockade of droids on the bridge.
Yeah.
But the 501st boys are here as well.
Anakin's here to save the day.
Under the bridge.
And then, of course, we get the classic... Well, one of the best parts of this episode is Anakin just confronting the
droids.
The droids on his own. And being very cocky like he is.
Yeah, because this is so close to episode 3. Like, this is within days, pretty much.
If not hours.
Yeah, well, it depends on how long it takes them to get to Coruscant, but yeah, it's like within hours or at most a couple days of episode 3. So we know this is like peak cocky Anakin. Mm-hmm. This is when he's at his most confident.
Right. And
he's just like shit talking basically.
Right. And he gets what's the guy?
The tactical droid
come out, and then he pulls him in.
And of course, the super tactical droid knows immediately that it's a plan.
Yeah,
but it's too late.
And yeah, it's just a great
battle
moment.
starts.
And then they come out from under the thing
and the rockets, and it looks so good. And I love the line Obi-Wan has where he tells Cody, he's like, "Yeah, you can go and play with them or whatever."
Right, and then
Cody's like, "Sir, yeah, you can go play."
And one of the best parts about this scene in particular is how much of a G Filoni is about tying it into canon and like mirroring stuff that happens in canon, is how it's like Luke standing down the First Order in episode 8.
It very much mirrors on Crate. Like if you look at them side by side, it mirrors it pretty heavily.
Like father, like son.
Like father, like son.
I love that's one of the best part about I've noticed clearly about these Clone Wars in general is Filoni's so good at taking things and poetically mirroring it to other things that happen in Star Wars, or just tying it in.
And not like just completely copying it.
Yes.
Like it's still its own thing, but it does like it invokes the same feeling.
Yes.
Because that's different than just like completely copying it, obviously.
Oh yeah, and it's like a different situation too, and like he's actually there, and
but it just looks so similar. You just immediately get like the feeling of it, like, oh, this is familiar.
See, that didn't hit me as much as hit me like I didn't realize that right away while watching the episode.
Yeah, I didn't realize it immediately.
But like when I was watching the next episode where something happens, I'm like, oh my god, oh my god. But we'll get to that later. But yeah, really good. Like
start off with a nice little combat sequence showing off Anakin's cockiness.
Right. And then they take down the bridge, because obviously droids are dumb. Once you take the tackle droid out, it's free sailing.
Yeah, once their leadership is gone, it's the rule of the Seppies. They're just done.
Right. Yeah. And then they leave. I think I don't remember.
Yeah, they go into their Star Destroyer because
they get a call.
Yeah,
from
Admiral Yularen calls them.
The Fulcrum's here. And this is the first time Ahsoka is referred to as Fulcrum.
Yeah.
The thing interesting about it though is they refer to Saw Gerrera. Anakin's like, oh, Saw Gerrera.
Yeah.
And because up to this point we know of 3 Fulcrums for sure: Cassian Andor, the guy from Rebels, what's his name? Callus, Ahsoka, and there's a 4th one we don't know who it is, right?
Is there a 4th one? I didn't know.
Not that we knew who it was though. I thought there was.
When did we hear of a 4th one?
I always thought there was 4.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought there was just the 3.
No, I don't know.
Maybe it's in a book somewhere. I don't know.
But the idea of Saw being a Fulcrum is interesting.
See, I don't think he is though. I think it's just. I think this is where Ahsoka got the idea to use the Fulcrum name
from
because Saw just used that code name to communicate with Anakin and them. I don't think Saw himself was a Fulcrum, because Fulcrum is someone who gets Imperial info and passes it along to the Rebels. Saw is not really a person who I would feel would pass information to Mon Mothma's Rebels.
Yes, I think he did for a time, though.
I feel like Saw would just hoard it.
For a time. At a certain point in Saw's journey, I think that's true. Yeah. But I feel like there's a slow time where he would.
Because even when he shows up in Rebels, he's still super paranoid and like...
Yeah.
He has shades of himself in Rogue One.
But this is Clone Wars Saw.
That's true, but also Fulcrum specifically refers to the Empire.
That's true, too.
There's no Empire yet.
Yeah. So, that's just a little interesting tidbit.
I feel like...
I want to know more about it.
Yeah, I'm interested... Maybe he was like a Fulcrum like way at the beginning, but quickly dropped it or something, because I feel like he's just such a hoarder.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't like to share... Especially not with Mon Mothma.
But I could see Saw starting out as a Fulcrum before...
True.
Before he realized, but like you said, how it ties to the Empire.
But I also feel like he was always a leader, and I feel like the leaders weren't Fulcrums.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they were kind of too important to risk. But then again, Saw just does his own thing.
Saw was kind of like more rebellious and
more terrorist.
More terrorism-like, and that might have turned them off from him.
See, that's the thing.
Him being part of the rebellion, so he did his like own thing, but still helped until he realized they were useless. I don't know.
That's the thing, is I feel like it could go either way really easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ahsoka's calling with the Fulcrum name.
Yeah.
First time they meet after she left the Order.
Yes. Yeah, and then this is where they all meet each other.
Also, another cool mirroring thing, since we mentioned that a little bit ago, in the, I think it was 2 episodes ago, when Ahsoka, Rafa, and whatever the third one's name is, were leaving Coruscant.
The other one's name doesn't matter.
She's Trace. Bad hair. I think it was Trace.
Yeah.
When they were leaving Coruscant, and they go by Anakin's Venator
Oh yeah,
and
and then she feels him.
Yeah, it's even shot very similarly to Return of the Jedi, when they're trying to sneak onto Endor, and like Vader senses Luke.
Oh, okay.
It's very similar.
Because he is Vader. Oh yeah.
Because he is Vader, and he's sensing his kid.
Yeah. Yeah, and Anakin
is surprised.
Yes,
but happy.
I love, and like they get the message or whatever on the thing, but then they arrive. Bo-Katan, Ahsoka,
and a couple of Mandos
arrive, and I love how excited Anakin is to see Ahsoka.
He's so happy.
He's like, "How are you doing? Is everything okay? What's been up with you?"
It's so pure.
Yeah, which is so sad because he's so about to fall.
He's so close. He's literally like 3 to 5 days away from murdering children.
Right? Oh, it's so.
And I feel like this is a big thing that kind of influences that. Like, man, just no one cares about Anakin.
Right. Well, she
cares. They care, but like, he is so ready to like spill his emotions out, and everyone else knows that there's more important things happening.
Right.
That they can't
Yeah.
They can't have a heart-to-heart because then they both start crying. And
right. Yeah, then they have this little meeting where they're trying to convince the Republic to give them troops.
Yeah.
And like they're like, no, I don't think we can do this. There's other shit going on.
There's a treaty with Mandalore.
Right.
That's like 1,000 years old or something that they would break.
Yeah, because they've never gotten along with the Mandalorians.
Because Mandalorians are impossible to get along with.
Yeah. And I really like this scene where they're talking because a lot of little things happen, but
Obi-Wan and Ahsoka kind of clash.
Yes, Ahsoka had just had her little arc with like Rafa and them, and she's seeing what the people actually think of the Jedi and how he's being so political or whatever.
Yeah,
and she's like, I think she has a line where she's like, what's the line? It's like
the Chancellor, like. Something about how they have to specifically save the Chancellor and how that's more important because it's so political.
Yeah, the politics are more important than actually doing what you need to do or whatever.
Yeah, because back in the ye olden days, Jedi mostly fought like spice traders and shit.
Yeah,
like the Pikes in that arc with Rafa. But now they're soldiers, so they don't do that anymore.
This whole scene, like. It really shows how much Obi-Wan is kind of... Obi-Wan shows why he's such a great character. It's so... You know he's struggling.
Yeah.
Because Bo-Katan has one of my favorite lines from this episode. When they're talking about going after... who are they going after?
Maul
or whatever. And he's like, he murdered my people. He murdered my sister. I thought she meant something to you. And that just daggers because you know
that is such a gut punch.
Because you know he like obviously he cares about Satine.
There's nothing he wants more than to go and just like murder Maul.
Yeah, and like in some ways it's like he should,
but it's not the Jedi way.
And which is so sad that the Jedi failed Kenobi in that way.
Yeah.
But
he like it just shows
he is the reason the Jedi work.
He sticks to his guns is the thing. Like no matter what he wants, he sticks to the code.
Yeah.
And that's super admirable. And it's not like where Windu's like more pretentious about it.
Yeah.
Kenobi's more like at least he's willing to kind of see your point, right. You know? Like he's at least willing to be like, I know this is, you know, Mandalore needs help, but
and it sucks too because you know he wants to do so many different things and he's lost so much and he's about to lose so much that like
he's about to lose so much
he's been
more.
Trying to do the right thing so long that he's not happy and like he's like doing the right thing has probably cost him a lot of happiness and a lot of sanity.
This season,
which is so tragic.
This season has made me feel so bad for Obi-Wan. Like his scene with Anakin and the
Bad Batch arc.
And the Bad Batch arc when Anakin just like shuts him down. Mm-hmm. Oh, like Kenobi is just like getting screwed.
He deserves so much more, man.
It's so sad. It just makes it even more tragic than it already was that he just becomes a hermit.
It's really hard when you like between Clone Wars and everything. Like, how do I choose between Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, and Rey as my favorite character? You know, and Ben. Like, oh, it's so hard. But yeah, it's such a good. Because she's right, dude. Like, do something. You care about her. That should be like. You should fucking do it, but like also he's a man of honor and a man of his code.
And he can't just like take the Republic's troops and do what he wants with them. Right. Like they're not his troops. Like yeah, it's his battalion, but
yeah,
you know, there's only so much you can get away with. Mm-hmm. But leave it to Anakin to come up with the compromise somehow.
Yeah,
Anakin usually not a very good planner. I guess he does.
He's okay.
He's good at planning. But
he's good at military
reckless.
strategy.
Yeah, he's good at military strategy, I guess.
He's reckless. He can't plan a dinner with
But
Padme to save his life.
Yeah, but he came up with actually a decent plan.
Yeah, what was the plan again?
I guess it is super military, so I guess that makes sense.
And so they
promoted Rex to commander and split the 501st in half, essentially, or probably less than half, and put Rex in command of this new force.
Yes.
And so Rex could go on this
Do they have a
mission.
name?
They have a number. I think it's like 324th or something.
But all I know is they have the best helmets in the galaxy.
They have the Ahsoka helmet.
Yes, and this leads to... We get a nice hallway walk scene with
all the clones saying commander to Ahsoka and saluting.
Yeah. See, this is the scene that got me in this episode. Like where they're all there with their helmets on. But we saw this scene at Celebration unfinished.
Yeah, we did.
And one of the best parts about that moment was Ashley Eckstein hadn't seen it at that point, and she was on stage crying after it, and it's such a beautiful scene. From just the helmets with the Ahsoka thing, and I want one of those helmets for real. Like, if I would buy a Clone Trooper helmet with the Ahsoka paint.
And I love when Rex calls her commander, and she's like, "You don't have to call me that anymore." And he goes, "Understood, commander."
Yes,
like,
yes, it's so good.
And Anakin has that line where he's like, "To the clones, loyalty means everything." Knowing that, like 3 days later, my heart, dude. Imagine how horrific it's going to be for Rex when Order 66 activates.
Oh my god!
Because we know Rex isn't activated.
Yeah, that's going to be. You assume he's going to be with Ahsoka.
It's going to destroy him.
Yeah,
that's probably what's going to lead to him being on that salt planet with the other clones and rebels. Like, he's just going to like give up. Because that is soul crushing.
Yeah, it's
to see your whole family just like turn against you.
Oh man, I can't imagine what him and Ahsoka are about to go through once Order 66 starts to happen.
That's gonna be so sad.
And yeah, they have that. We have a nice scene with him and Anakin. Ahsoka gets. I like this where he gives her her lightsabers. I got your lightsabers, but they're better because they're blue.
Because they're blue.
Yeah, that's such a great little moment.
Like maybe a little better.
Yeah, and I just love Ahsoka's look this season. Like her new outfit, not her like outfit from the last arc, but like
the one for the siege.
The one for the siege. It's so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then
I like how it's literally her hilts too.
Yeah.
Because weren't hers...
Those aren't her fulcrum hilts. Those are her old hilts.
No, those are her paddle.
I think those are literally her lightsabers.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they were. I don't remember what happened to him. I just like to believe he knew it so well that he rebuilt them exactly like that.
I like to think so too, yeah.
Because
he thinks about Ahsoka a lot.
And also, he's had to rebuild his lightsaber like 30 times.
Yeah.
Like in episode 2 when he loses it like 6 times.
And we have this moment with Anakin and Ahsoka where like they have to part ways. He says good luck. She says good luck to him or whatever, and this might very well be the last time they ever see each other.
Yep. I think it is.
As Anakin and Ahsoka, which was very sad to see.
I think it's the last time that they ever even are within a certain distance of themselves until that scene in Rebels where she senses Vader.
Yeah, unless something happens where, like, some little... Because obviously once we get to the next episode, we're deep. We're not deep, but we're into Revenge of the Sith.
Well, we are pretty deep. We will be pretty deep into Revenge of the Sith. Because Obi-Wan...
Once episode 3 starts, for sure.
Well, when Obi-Wan leaves for Utapau, that's the last time him and Anakin speak as Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Oh, wow.
So Obi-Wan's already had his final interaction with Anakin.
Is there any way, like, Ahsoka interacts with Anakin or Padme possibly before they go to Mustafar?
I could see Padme. I don't see Anakin. Because Anakin will be turned if... Anakin will be getting turned soon.
You think we'll get more context? We get good context for it in episode 3, but do you think we'll see a different moment from him in that?
In the moment where he falls?
Or just in what we see him go through in Revenge of the Sith?
Potentially.
Or we just
it's hard to say.
Ahsoka from this point on. I don't know. It's interesting, but yeah.
Yeah, I could see it going either way.
That might be the last time they spoke to each other, and it's devastating.
Yeah, I think it is. But we know Obi-Wan and Anakin don't talk again after, we're already past that moment.
Yeah, they weren't talking much before that, sadly.
Yeah, but, they have that nice moment in Revenge of the Sith where Obi-Wan's like, I'm proud of you, you're a better Jedi than me, I've taught you everything, just be patient, you'll be a master soon. And then Obi-Wan leaves, and then they never talk again.
So you are my brother.
Yeah, until he's Vader.
Yeah. But do you know what makes up for the sad moment where we see possibly Anakin and Ahsoka talk to Anakin and Ahsoka for the last time before they become whoever they are.
Before they become the people they become.
Yes. To make it all worth it, Gar Saxon is a motherfucking Chad. One of the worst characters in Clone Wars.
In Rebels.
I
was gonna say we get a dope-ass battle, but but that also counts, I guess.
Yes, he is a Chad. What happened to him? His chin's so strong.
If you've ever seen the meme of, like, you know that SpongeBob episode where Squidward, like, becomes beautiful?
Like the sculpture?
Yeah, the sculpture Squidward. It's that exactly. But reversed. He goes from the sculpture Chad Gar Saxon to being this gross piece of shit in Rebels.
He sucks.
In
Rebels, he's the worst.
In Rebels, he's
not that interesting. He's a Mandalorian who's just
evil.
Dumb Mandalorian as he is. But in Rebels, he's a Chad. I mean, in Clone Wars, he's a Chad and has a cool-ass fucking helmet.
It's so weird.
It's so weird.
I feel like after what happens in the next episode to him, I feel like that's what makes him a little bitch by the time he gets to Rebels. I feel like he is one of those people who... Gar Saxon is a Star Wars character who peaked in high school.
Oh, for sure.
Like, we're seeing him in Clone Wars. That's him when he's captain of the football team. And in Rebels, that's when he's just drinking beer with the boys.
Right, he's like, oh, remember the glory days, remember the Siege of Mandalore, I had a cool helmet.
He's just...
Maul was on his side, he motivated us, but it ended up not working out the way we thought.
He's just reminiscing and getting fat.
I remember when I thought I shot at the Darksaber.
Because, goddamn, he was...
One day I'll get my Darksaber back.
He goes from being so chiseled.
Right.
There's this absolute Chad, this Giga Chad, just being a piece of shit.
The lady that's with him, I don't know her name, I don't know much about her, but from behind she looks like Sabine.
I've seen a lot of people saying that, yeah.
And it's not Sabine's mom, obviously.
No, because we know what Ursa looks like.
Yeah, and Ursa looks like a mom.
And Ursa, I don't think, was sided with Maul.
Yeah. So yeah, but then the battle actually begins. They're arriving on Mandalore.
They have an awesome sequence of Ahsoka like jumping between ships, like going on people's jetpacks.
I love when she lands and her lightsabers are pulling against the ground.
Yeah,
and like the poster we got at Celebration.
Yeah, with the fire,
and the so cool.
It's hard to describe.
Yeah, it's really hard to talk about battle scenes.
With the fire,
but like when she pulls her lightsaber.
The choreography of this season for all of the fights is just so good.
I don't know if it was this episode or another episode. I think she's on the ships, but she does a thing where she reaches her arms out and her foot goes back.
It's this episode, yeah. It's right when they enter. She's jumping between ships. She jumps into there, does that move with the punches, slices a guy's jetpack, and grabs onto him and just flies through the air. Mm-hmm. Oh, good. Look, it's all choreographed super well. All the battles look amazing.
Yeah, such a good episode, man. And it's not even. Oh, and so good.
And since they brought the 501st with them, they're kicking ass.
Yes, with their cool helmets.
The 324 or whatever they're called.
Yeah,
I want to say it's 324th.
Yeah,
but yeah, they land on Mandalore.
Yeah, and then they go under the city, I think, right?
They're trying to track down Maul.
Obviously.
Yeah, and they go into the sewers because they spotted like Gar Saxon and other Mando leaders going into the sewers.
Yeah, and then there's something that happens in the throne room too,
with Big Chin guy or whatever, with the big neck guy.
The Mandalorian guy?
The guy who's Maul's figurehead, who has the big neck.
Okay, yeah.
My nose is running.
Yeah. Better not be sick now.
No, I'm not sick. It just happens after I eat.
Yeah. Listen, we've been talking so much, my throat's so dry right now.
But yeah, they have that throne room scene. They talk with that guy. I don't remember his name.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember.
Big neck guy. He just has a big neck. Yeah. He's Maul's figurehead. He's not important.
Yeah,
And they arrest him because he's a little bitch.
He's such a bitch. He's not even cool looking. His armor's kind of cool. But otherwise, he sucks.
And then they go into the sewers to find Maul, and then Ahsoka finds him.
Yes, and then
we get the line from all the trailers. I was expecting Kenobi.
I was hoping for Kenobi.
You said that a lot more erotically than Maul.
Why are you here?
You said that a lot more erotically than Maul.
That was my erotic Maul impression.
Okay.
It's interesting, this moment in particularly, and maybe like the first few moments of the next episode, where he like legitimately doesn't know who the fuck Ahsoka is.
Because they've never met before.
Which is interesting because when they're rebels, which we saw first, they have like this history.
Yeah.
So based on we saw the next episode, we're going to talk about in depth in a minute here. But like, I'm interested to see what happens in these last 2 episodes too. Like there's obviously there's a lot of cool stuff that happens in this episode, isn't it? But
Maul hasn't met Anakin yet either, has he? Maul never meets Anakin, I don't think.
I don't think so.
Because it's always Obi-Wan that goes to fight Maul in Clone Wars.
Yeah, but he was trying to lure Obi-Wan here with Anakin.
Yeah, I don't think he's met Anakin either. And so he's never met Ahsoka or Anakin.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wait, did they never meet in the other Clone Wars arcs?
I don't think so. I don't think Anakin ever met him. Mm-hmm. I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, there will probably be comments correcting me.
Yes, all our viewers, man. They're gonna
correct the shit out of you. Listen. I'm saying this for future proof. Mm-hmm. But I don't believe they meet. I don't think Maul and Anakin ever meet. Just like how Anakin and Grievous never meet.
Yeah, that's funny. That's weird.
Anakin only ever deals with Asajj and Dooku.
That's wild,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Like Ahsoka fights Grievous like 3 times in the Clone Wars. Anakin never meets him until Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, but that's the episode pretty much.
Which was
so good.
So good. But the next episode,
the Phantom Apprentice. Old friend. So what are we at right now, time wise?
41.
Perfect. Pause it. We're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna go get some more water.
Okay.
I'm not used to talking this much, you know.
Pause.
We're back. Sorry about that. Take a little break, you know. I haven't podcasted in a while. I need to get some. I had to take a piss. Had to get some liquids in me, you know.
I'm sure they don't need to hear about your pee break.
I had to check on my Galactic Legend Rey in the arena. There's some like Galactic Legend Rey in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, and you know, like I had to make sure she's only Gear 9, but I wasn't prepared for Gear, and many stun guns.
I love the idea of talking about Galaxy of Heroes stuff, knowing that I'm sure a majority of people who would watch this, no idea.
Right. But yeah, just more of my new race shirt I got. I'm just loving life right now, man.
Speaking about love and life, we got the next episode to talk about.
Episode 10 of the Clone Wars. The Phantom Apprentice.
The Phantom Menace, am I right?
And this episode, before we even get into the episode, break it down and talk about all the fun moments.
Yes.
Hyperbole or no, this is the best episode of Clone Wars ever.
No, not hyperbole.
But that's the hot take going around. Not the hot take, but that's what people are saying on the internet. I don't disagree.
I definitely don't disagree.
I don't know if it's my favorite. It's definitely top 5.
It's easily top 3 if I'm forgetting something, but I feel like this is...
I feel like I'm forgetting a lot. And also, my heart belongs to the Mortis arc. But like, yeah, this one, the peak Ahsoka, peak Filoni, peak Maul, peak Sam Witwer voice acting, fucking... Peak everything.
Peak yes.
Yes.
just yes. And just having it tie in so closely to Revenge of the Sith as well. It's just so fascinating.
I feel like I need to like get a tattoo that has like in honor of like Ahsoka, Filoni, and everybody, and like Maul, and like, you know what I mean? Like,
I just imagined you were gonna say I need to get a tattoo of a heart with Filoni in the middle.
A wolf. A loath wolf.
Just Filoni in like calligraphy text.
If I could figure out a cool tattoo artist, like to do a cool lightsaber tattoo where I got like Rey's, Ahsoka's, and Kenobi's, and I could put like little words on them, and so I'd do it. I don't know where it'd go or how it look, but yeah.
I don't like tattoos.
The Phantom Apprentice.
We start quite potentially the best episode.
Dan, overall thoughts. You don't have. You can get into the nitty-gritty if you want. You don't. We're gonna go through the episode scene by scene, of course. But like this episode, Dan,
blown away.
Oh man, it's so good.
I mean, I was expecting a lot, obviously, because I love the Clone Wars. I love everything Filoni does, and it still blew me away.
Right.
I woke up really late that day. Well, not really late. I woke up at like noon that day, and I had like 10 messages from James just being like, "Bro, watch the episode."
See, that night I was at work because I work Thursday, so I have to wait till I get off work and go to sleep and to watch it. And I remember being on break at work on my phone, my last break at 5 a.m., scrolling through Twitter, and I'm like, oh my god, Clone Wars is out. I'm seeing reactions, and they're all great. I need to throw my phone and get this fuck out of here. And But yeah, oh my god, this episode. The word I like to describe this episode and just the lead up to the epic fight between Maul and Ahsoka and the fight itself. The word I've been using to describe it is breathtaking, which is it's just oh my god, dude, it takes your breath away, right? It's just fucking breathtaking, dude, and fucking beautiful. Okay, let's just get it.
Let's just get
all these cool moments. Okay, we start out where we left off last episode.
Ahsoka
and Maul. I don't remember if they leave her or
they're not fighting. They're talking. Maul is pacing her while talking about his plan, basically, saying how he basically talking about how he knows the Empire. Is coming.
He knows about Order 66 is about to happen.
He can sense it.
Yeah, and plus he was probably dialed into the plan to some degree.
To a minimal degree after Palpatine captured him on Mandalore.
Yes.
That's the, for those of you who don't know, you can read about what happened in between the last time we saw Maul in Clone Wars and this part in Clone Wars. It's the Son of Dathomir comics.
Yes.
Is what happens in the in-between. So if you're wondering...
In between this and the Siege of Mandalore?
In between the last time we saw Sidious fight him in Savage and now. The Son of Dathomir takes place in between that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
For all the people who
have you read it yet?
I have it. I have not read it.
You should read it soon.
I should. But that's for all the people who maybe are like, wait, I thought Maul got captured. Why is he on Mandalore again?
Right.
It's all explained in the Son of Dathomir from what I understand. Mm. Okay. Which is one thing I really would have loved to see animated. Because Maul fights Grievous, and that would have been awesome.
And especially because if they got Ray Park to do Maul like they did in this fight, oh, so good.
Because they're equal in power, Maul and Grievous.
Yeah.
That in that comic they show that they are like actually completely equal, which is really impressive for Grievous.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't surprise me for Maul. I thought Maul would be maybe a little more powerful.
Yeah, so did I. But apparently they're actually pretty close.
Yeah.
They're comparable, and it's the last time we see Talzin in canon.
But yeah, so they talk, and one of the best things happens is it looks like they're about to fight. Duel of the Fate starts to play, and they're like, and then Maul's like, not yet, and then I'm like, oh shit, we're getting into this now.
And the Clone Boys come to help.
But like Duel of the Fate starting to play was like, oh my god, they're doing this, they're teasing us, man. They're teasing the shit out of us.
And it's just so interesting one of the most interesting things I think in this episode is just hearing like Maul's perspective on this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've known, of course, Maul survives, he's in Rebels, but until now we haven't really seen what he's doing during episode 3 because there's just that gap that happened.
And I feel like this episode in particular, and I'm assuming the episodes to come, really do a really good job of like, this makes sense what was happening with Ahsoka and Maul during the prequels. Like, it's kind of like, I don't know what else, like, it's kind of brilliant how they did it. Like, they explain it in such a cool, and like, it's so cool that, like, Maul's plan and everything, we'll get to it in a bit, but like, oh my god.
It's so perfect to show why they weren't involved in the plot of Revenge of the Sith.
Yes.
Because they are dealing with their own shit versus each other.
Yeah, but like, it looks like we're about to fight. Maul has his line, not yet, and then they back out, and then the clones up, and then Ahsoka goes and talks to Kenobi via Skype, or then you realize, like, fuck, we're in it.
We're in it right now. He's going to kill Grievous right now.
Dooku's dead.
Dooku is dead.
They said that, I'm like, oh shit, we're in it, man.
We in.
Like,
which, to be fair, we knew we were going to be in, because in the last episode, they went to the Battle of Coruscant, which is the intro to Revenge of the Sith.
I don't know if it was last episode, but we forgot to talk about, but like, the shot of, it was the front of this one, but the shot of Ayla Secura and Commander Cody on Felucia.
You mean Commander Bly?
Commander Bly, but he looks like Commander Cody.
Yeah.
On Felucia, and like I'm like, oh my god, that's episode 3. No, they're gonna die.
Also,
I think we get the shot of Kanan at the table there. Is that all we're gonna get from Kanan?
I think so.
That'd be cool if like they'd show like Order 66 and they like go to everybody and they show Kanan.
There was something I just thought of that I was gonna bring up, but I can't remember it.
Mace Windu?
Keep talking. I don't remember. I'll try to think of it, and if I can't think of it, I'll just stop.
Yeah, but we get the scene of Obi-Wan and Anakin. Obi-Wan talking to Ahsoka, like, Anakin can't come help, I can't come help, we got shit to do. He just killed Dooku. I'm going to, go hunt down Grievous. And then she's like, and then Obi-Wan's like, we got a special mission for Anakin. He's spying on the Chancellor, and she's like, well, he ain't gonna like that.
It was just like
he looks up to the Chancellor.
It's so funny because it's like, well, yeah, there's no one else who can really spy on the Chancellor. Mm-hmm. But I feel like they all know how much Anakin already doesn't like the Council.
Yeah, and it already like it really plays into what Palpatine's trying to do too.
It's so obviously, yeah, it's all explored in Revenge of the Sith, but it's just so poetic. Like, how do you fuck up that bad? Mm-hmm. You assign Anakin to this position that he's going to hate. This is after in the Clone Wars we've already seen multiple other times where they have extremely infuriated Anakin. Mm-hmm. That, kicking Ahsoka out, pretending to assassinate Kenobi without telling him. Like, we just see all these times of them just fucking up.
Right.
And now, like, Ahsoka's so desensitized to it, she's just like, Anakin's not gonna like that.
Yeah, she's like, of course you fucking Jedi did this dumb shit.
Of course you fucked up. You see, this is why I didn't come back.
Right. Yeah, and then they have a conversation.
I
don't remember anything other. You don't remember what you're gonna...
I don't remember what the fuck I was gonna say.
Might come back. There was a little, yeah, I don't remember anything else significant happens in that conversation.
It's just cool...
Yeah.
To know that he's on the way to Utapau. Mm-hmm. It's so fascinating.
And then Maul, captures a clone, right?
He captures Jesse.
I didn't know his name.
Jesse is actually a clone trooper who has been in a lot of arcs. He's always kind of just in the background, mostly.
I remember the tattoo face guy.
Yeah, he started as a cadet. He's kind of like, how Domino Squad, Fives and Echo in them, mm-hmm. They became ARC troopers.
Yeah.
And now they're, Echoes with the Bad Batch and Fives is dead. Jesse was a regular trooper for a long time, and he became an ARC trooper in Season 7.
Okay. Which
is really cool. He kind of took Fives' place, basically.
Yeah.
But he's been around for a long time. He's always by Rex's side, basically. So he's a long-running clone. He just doesn't have much screen time.
Yeah, for sure.
Him and then Kix is their medic.
Kix.
A lot of the 501st...
He has good shoes?
It's Kix. Okay. A lot of the 501st Clone Boys have names and personalities.
Yeah.
And since I've rewatched it pretty recently,
yeah, I
remember a lot of their names. I'm just weird about that, though.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of clone names for some reason. I'm really weird at remembering their names.
Yeah, I don't remember any of their names except Fives.
They should reskin ARC Trooper in Galaxy of Heroes and make him Jesse.
Sure,
just so we can have a named clone be it. Why do we have a random ARC Trooper? There are a billion named clones. I'm not even going to get into the Galaxy of Heroes talk, but...
Yeah, and then, Maul has the clone
Maul
dude.
kind of does the Kylo thing, the mind probe thing.
Yeah.
On Jesse. It's interesting to see that. Because I feel like we hadn't really seen the Force mind probe technique, other than Kylo.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool to see.
So, and then, do we go straight, and then
they're kind of scouring for Maul.
Yeah, they're protecting the city, and then they realize, I think, that...
They realize that the big neck guy might know what's going on, so they go to question him, Ahsoka and them, and Gar Suxon assassinates him.
Yes, because that's where they find out Maul wants Skywalker.
Maul wants Skywalker,
and Ahsoka really wants to know who it is and why and shit, and then do they go to the throne room next?
They go to the throne room next after Gar Saxon assassinates. I was going to
say, my notes aren't helping me very much as I thought they
would.
Right
after Big Neck Guy dies, they go into the throne room to try and figure out where Maul is.
Yeah.
But he's there.
Yeah.
He's just sitting on the throne.
And then Bo-Katan runs at him shooting.
And he just
I love the way the blaster bolts look when they're spinning off.
And how lazily he just...
Yeah.
He just doesn't care. It's just, fuck off.
Yeah. And then
his Mandos start attacking the city.
Yeah, and then
the Mandos got to go all fight.
Yeah, and then it's just her and Ahsoka, and a lot of good conversation happens.
Maul and Ahsoka.
One of my favorite lines that he says while they're talking, he's talking about. I don't know if I think this is before Ahsoka comes in, but they're talking about how he's a know it's what's to come. We're gonna thrive.
Yeah, we're going to thrive in the chaos.
That's such a Maul way of looking at things.
He says it to Gar Saxon and all of his Mandos. He's like. Yeah. The balance of the galaxy is going to change, and we will thrive in the chaos that is to come, and seize all the power that they can before it's all snatched up by Sidious.
Mm-hmm. And he's really interested in
Apparently, I didn't notice this, but James was telling me. Apparently, when he's talking to the gang leaders. He's talking to Dryden.
Yeah, Dryden, 2 other people. I
didn't even notice Dryden.
I don't know who the other 2 people were.
It's the Black Sun. One of them's the Black Sun guy, I know for sure.
Yeah.
Because that's the group that earlier him and Savage went to, and Savage threw his lightsaber and cut off the whole table's heads all at the same time. Thus, the Black Sun, I guess that's their new leader. He's the same species. I just remember that moment so well, I know what they look like.
Yeah.
And I don't know who the one in the middle was. But I didn't even notice Dryden. I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, it was Dryden for sure. That's definitely
that's so cool.
In my notes, yeah.
And it's so funny because we know that that's basically like the last gang Maul has that survives.
Yeah, and he tells them to go into hiding and shit. So she knows shit's about to go down. And then another thing that happens I feel like all this really clutters together.
We're kind of jumping around a little bit, but
like obviously Maul's interested in Anakin. That's why he hasn't tell Ahsoka that yet, but we already mentioned this the last time, but he's not so familiar with Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah.
And he's like what? And because he wanted Kenobi and shit.
And it's like, why are you here?
Right. But another thing that happens before, I think, the Crime Syndicate thing is Bo-Katan bench presses an elevator.
Gar Saxon destroys like an elevator support or something, and it comes crashing down on her, and she has to bench press it.
Right, she's holding it up, and she just sneaks out the nick of time.
Her jetpack's malfunctioning because it's on max.
Right.
It's pretty metal. Mm-hmm. Really curious what happens to her.
Yeah, but one of the things Maul does, which is fascinating, is he manipulates the shit out of the Mandalorians with the speech he gives them about. He appeals to their super Mandalorian sensibilities. Where he's like, "You're gonna die. You're either gonna die a warrior or like whatever.
You're gonna die anyway. But if you follow me, you will die as a warrior."
Right, and then Mandalorian's like,
it's surprising. Like Maul kind of almost picked up a little bit of Palpatine's ability to just kind of like say what people want to hear, because that's what made Palpatine so good at controlling the Senate. He knew what everyone wanted to hear, and it's interesting to see that Maul's like kind of picked up on that.
Yeah.
Because like the last time we saw him when he took over all the crime syndicates, he was just kill them all and the survivors will follow him. But now he's like doing a little bit of plotting here.
Right.
He's a little bit smarter about it.
And then something happens later. But yeah, so we're pretty much, it's just Ahsoka and Maul in the throne room, which is, I love throne rooms.
Yeah.
In Star Wars. Our throne room's so cool.
The throne room scenes are never disappointing in Star Wars.
And then we get just Maul talking about, like, they're talking about...
I love the way he talks about Anakin.
Right. Like, and the hypocrisy of the Jedi. And
how, like, Maul's like, I can't believe I was so blind to it that I didn't even see that I played my part in this as well.
Yeah, he has a great line of, let's see if I got it here. I don't think, not that, but, like, he's like, we were both used by the Jedi. We were both used as our role to play a purpose. And this is the moment, right? He's like, join me. And we can take out Sidious together. I'm like, that the idea of Maul and Ahsoka teaming up, I'd love.
But they would not beat Sidious.
They would not beat Sidious. But also, like, I love the idea of the bad guy, and this happens multiple times throughout the sequels. And the moment this happening, he reaches
This happens a lot in Star Wars in general.
He reaches his hand out, and the first thing I thought was, Ray Kylo. Like, it's mirroring that scene, but it's shot differently, which I like. Because I was trying to find a good shot of, like, her, like, they don't have a wide shot of Kylo reaching his hand out to Ray. It's all close-up shots. Yeah. And then this has a few wide shots, which are gorgeous, and then, like, imagine...
It's so funny how consistent that is in Star Wars, with the villain always kind of being like, come on, join me.
Yeah. And then, like, with Vader and Luke.
It's almost always for the same purpose. We can beat Sidious, come on.
Right.
Until the sequels, where it's not that.
It's like we can destroy everything that came before us, start our own new future.
Yeah.
I just love when that happens. Like, even though they keep doing
never
it,
accept.
And they never... One of these days is going to happen, though.
One of these days I want the good... Obviously, I knew it wasn't going to happen this time, but at some point I want the good guy to accept that and be like, you know what? I will join you.
It's weird, like... I would have been super happy if Rey did that with Kylo.
Yeah.
I honestly wouldn't have minded if Ahsoka did it with Maul, but it's just not who Ahsoka is.
No, it's absolutely not. And we know, like, based on their relationship in Rebels, there's no way they would have worked together.
Yeah. But, like, Vader and Luke, don't join up. That'd be weird.
That would have been, like, honestly, my ideal version of the sequels, honestly, if they would have joined up.
Yeah. I feel like, if they joined up, or
if they joined up and became neutral, just say, fuck everything. Everything's flawed. We gotta build our own thing.
The idea of the bad guy and the good guy teaming up to beat worse power,
bigger bad guy,
and then seeing how they deal with it after the fact. It's fascinating.
I want them to explore it at some point, but yeah.
Ray, that scene is breathtaking. He reaches her hand out. We get the wide shot. The glass shatters. Oh my god, guys! I just creamed my jimmies.
And Maul, Maul's basically just thinking like, this is almost the only chance Maul could have at beating Sidious, even though we know they wouldn't be able to win. Mm-hmm. But like, this is the closest Maul could get to actually being a threat. Mm-hmm. And like, so in a way, it's almost like Maul's just like so desperate.
He's always been desperate.
Yeah, but like
he thrives on
like
desperate.
Extra desperate. Yeah.
And then we get an epic line from Maul. Every choice you've made has led you to this moment. And then his hands out. I'm like, oh, well, what's Ahsoka gonna do? Even though we all knew in our heart of hearts she wouldn't join him.
She wasn't.
But like I said, the prospect, the idea, an alternate history of where they join each other and go fucking fight Sidious.
The problem is that Maul mentioned killing Anakin.
I don't think he did yet, though.
I think he told her his plan earlier, like that Anakin is the key, and that's why he wanted Anakin to show up.
I don't think he mentions that right away,
I think he said that before.
Because in my notes, I kind of messed up taking notes, but I have that note after.
I could have sworn he.
Unless I did my notes out of order, because
I think he talked about how Anakin's the key to it all before that.
Yeah, but I love the idea that Maul was trying to lure Anakin here to kill him.
Yeah.
To stop Sidious.
To stop Vader from existing.
Right. Alternate history where that works.
And I do love when the fight starts and Ahsoka's like, yeah, you're real lucky Anakin didn't show up. Because at this point, Anakin's killed Dooku.
Right.
Maul would not stand a chance against Anakin.
Right.
Against Episode 3 Anakin, Revenge of the Sith Anakin is like one of the strongest characters.
Yes.
Maul would be so fucked. Especially if Kenobi's with him.
Ahsoka has a lot of good, like, witty remarks back at Maul from this episode. And then we get an epic battle, man. The music, not Duel of the Fates, was still great.
And it's all mocapped.
Yeah.
It's Ray Park actually fighting as Maul.
And then we get the shot of Maul like he is in Episode 1, where he puts his lightsaber out in a stance and then opens. And it's just so cool.
Oh, the fight just looks so good.
It's so beautiful. Like, in the throne room. Like, and then we get... one of my favorite moments of the fight in the throne room part is when she loses one of her lightsabers, and then she pulls it back, and then, like, he spins in between it to dodge it. And, like, it's like his little move in Battlefront where he spins.
Yeah, the twirl.
But he's doing the twirl to dodge the lightsaber. It's just so beautiful, man.
He's so athletic. Right. I'm so glad that they specifically got Ray Park to do the motion capture. Because... I don't know what it is about, like, the way Ray Park plays Maul, but it's just, like, perfect.
I really never, like, noticed Ahsoka's fighting style.
Yeah.
But I feel like in this season, Clone Wars just really stood out, and I really love it.
Yeah,
the way her body moves when she's fighting is so cool.
She's very, what is it?
Acrobatic.
Acrobatic and, like, she's an agility fighter.
Even when she's fighting without her lightsaber in, like, the other episodes.
Like, like, just punching all the pike guys.
Yeah. And it's, like flips and shit, like...
Yeah, she's very acrobatic.
But this episode, man...
it's
fucking amazing.
I could watch that fight scene forever.
Right, I've watched at least probably the fight, like, 3 times.
I haven't rewatched it at all yet, and I'm definitely going to now that we're talking about it.
I rewatched it for this, so I could take notes.
I haven't rewatched it yet, but oh boy, I can't wait to see that fight again.
And then I had to rewatch. I kept rewatching the scene where the thing shatters. It's beautiful. It's breathtaking. I love it. But I had to get pictures of it.
And then, we have the beautiful fight in the throne room, and then Maul escapes.
Yes, I love when he goes out the window, how the lightsabers kind of like are on the side, like.
And then, as he's fleeing, Gar Saxon gives him a call. Because now the Clone Boys are being backed up by the other Mandalorians. So Gar Saxon is getting fucked.
Yeah.
And he's like, we need your support on the front lines. And Maul just says, I think not.
Right. And he's like, he just left him there.
He's like die well, Mandalorian. And then he just hangs up.
Maul's such a savage.
That is the most Maul thing.
He's honoring his brother Savage by being a savage.
Just like, fight well, Mandalorian, and then just hang up on him, like, oh. Like, it's basically him just being like, man, you're so dumb to think that I would even come down there.
Right.
I'm getting the fuck out of here.
And you thought the fight was over. Oh no, but it's just got a cooler setting. It's even more beautiful. Like in like the shot of her with her lightsabers behind her, like her signature stance she gets in the Clone Wars, and then like the shot
Rebels,
of like
in Rebels, you mean? Is that her rebel stance?
Her rebel stance, like, but yeah, where it's like
both of them behind her.
Yeah, and then she has like, and then Maul's standing there, like you're behind Maul, and she's there, and then like all the
support beams.
The beams or the
for the dome that surrounds the Capitol.
Yeah, and then they fight up there, and yeah, it's
so
great.
it's like even though we know both these characters survive, it's so suspenseful because that fighting area is like rad but horrifying.
Mm-hmm. They're running up things. They're falling.
Yeah, they're both falling like crazy.
And it's really hard to like talk about like the actual fight, but like it's awesome. It's cool. Yeah. Like watch it, but then like,
just talking about it doesn't do it justice. Even if you've seen the episode, go watch the fight again right now.
But then
after this episode is done,
she loses her lightsabers.
Yeah,
they drop. I wonder if she gets them back. I want to assume she does, because the shot from the trailer where it looks like Order 66 is happening and she's standing on the table in the room and the doors are closing. But, like, the idea of her not having her lightsabers for the rest of this season is interesting.
Yeah. I feel like she gets them back. I feel like someone had to find them.
Yeah.
They fell into the city.
Yeah, and they'll be in control of the city, so...
Yeah.
And then she captures Maul. She saves him, actually, technically.
Yeah. I love the delivery on all of Maul's lines here when he falls. He's like, "Just let me die!"
Yes, when they come to capture him, his screaming is brilliant.
"You're all going to die!" Like, he's like the crazy man. Mm-hmm. He's the crazy conspiracy theorist, but he's fucking right. You don't know. He's like, "You don't know what's coming. You're gonna die."
Yeah, that's why he's like, "Just let me die."
Sam Witwer's delivery for those
lines. Sam Witwer's so good as Maul, man. Oof. Good thing Maul didn't talk in the episode 1, so he could be Maul. But yeah, such a good episode. And then they capture him. It's interesting what they do with him, and like what happens. Maybe it makes sense that they could lose him during Order 66.
Yeah, and we know Maul. He thrives on chaos.
Yes.
So the chaos that's going to come from Order 66 is probably how he's going to escape.
Yeah. We got to assume that the next 2 episodes just covers what happens to them during Order 66.
I think probably, if I had to guess, the next episode will be covering pretty much entirety of Order 66, and then the final episode will be a little bit of Order 66 and kind of like...
And what Ahsoka... Like,
the end.
What happens to Ahsoka after the Empire rises.
Yeah. Like what...
We know what happens like in between that and Rebels. Like there's a book where
there's the Ahsoka book.
Where she like... She's not quite a fulcrum in that book yet, though. That's her just like, I need to stay high. That's her hiding from...
That's like even closer to...
Inquisitors and Vader and...
So that's like closer to Clone Wars than it is to Rebels, basically,
yes,
right?
I don't remember how that book... I remember the book ends. She gets her lightsabers in the end, but like... I don't remember... Like, it doesn't go into her like being a fulcrum.
Just so, it has to be closer to Clone Wars than it is to Rebels.
Yeah.
So we might even bleed partially almost into the beginning of the book in a way.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Oh man, fucking Rebels, dude. I mean, oh no, stop.
Both.
Dude, it's a great time to... Dude,
leave it to...
May the 4th is going to be a fun day. That and the first episode of The Mandalorian behind the scenes show.
Ah.
Yeah. This episode, dude.
Leave it to Filoni. Filoni is going to have to go to the hospital for carrying the Star Wars franchise so hard.
He's single-handedly keeping Star Wars alive.
Yeah. He's going to have a bad back from having to carry it.
They have to realize that's the horse you back.
Yeah. Which I think
and honestly, because I feel like I don't know if I mentioned this here or to you earlier, but like they're trying to distance themselves from the sequels and like focus on the original trilogy, and I feel one day the sequels will get their due like the prequels did.
Yeah.
But they need to...
Like they distance themselves, like Lucas distanced the prequels for a bit.
Yeah. They need to let Filoni do his thing, hopefully one day revisit the sequels, and like get the Mandalorian. There's a rumor, we can talk about a little new, like random stuff, because there's been a lot of news happening since the last time we did this, but like apparently there's another Disney Plus streaming show that we know a little about now. All we know is it's female driven, and there's some lady who did the Russian doll on Netflix is going to do it. It's like a thriller, not like a thriller, but like an action thriller for Disney Plus.
Oh,
we know nothing about it.
Okay,
except the person leading it, and it's going to be female heavy. And
I think you meant for Star Wars.
Yeah, for Star Wars.
Oh,
Star Wars show.
Oh,
Disney Plus show.
You didn't say Star Wars. You said Disney Plus. So
no. Do you mean like
Star Wars? It's like high school.
Oh no, it's like High School Musical.
Yeah, it's just like
action and there's lightsabers and like.
Well, I didn't know. You just said heavily female-driven Disney Plus show, and I was like,
obviously you're talking about Star Wars.
I was like, does this have to do with Star Wars still?
No, it's Captain Marvel's sequel.
I don't know. Do you think it might be a Dr. Aphra show? There were rumors of that a while ago.
That'd be hot.
I know she's really her comic is really popular. A lot of people like Dr. Aphra.
Right.
And she is like only in the comics. She's like not mentioned or shown up anywhere outside of the comics, I don't think.
Yeah.
So that'd be interesting. That'd be a good way to sell the comics too.
Right.
That's the thing that Disney needs to realize. Do these cross things, like, so that you get more people to get into the extended stuff.
Right. Now, it's like, especially Clone Wars and shit, like, between Clone Wars and Solo, like, let's see this crime syndicate, like, bullshit. Yeah. The whatever the
Crimson Dawn.
Like,
and then I guess he still has the Black Sun for now, and whatever that third one was.
Like, there's so much cool stuff they could do, but yeah,
there's so much you can do with honestly even just Maul.
Right.
Like between now and Rebels, we still don't really know exactly like how he goes from like being like he like obviously after this he becomes the crime lord basically, but we still don't really know how he goes from that to just the crazy old man that he is in Rebels.
Right.
Like that's something I want to see, him ruling over the crime syndicate, and obviously probably inevitably Kira will be the one to throw him down if I had to guess.
Right. Oh, such a great time to be a Star Wars fan right now.
Yeah.
Even though we're in quarantine and life sucks, but
leave it to
2020 is gonna be the year of Star Wars because everything sucks, but Star Wars is still good this year because we have Clone Wars and The Mandalorian, so you can't go wrong.
Because it's all Filoni and his boys.
Yes. Well, yeah. Episode Phantom Apprentice. Top 3 episode of Clone Wars, period.
I know I've seen it meme, like way back in the day when I used to be a part of the main Star Wars subreddit before I left because it got too toxic when the sequels came out.
Yeah.
I know it was a meme for a while, like, you can never speak ill of Filoni, but
it's true.
He's just such a god.
I'm glad I'm not a Redditor mainly because toxicity and, like, Last of Us spoilers leaked, so I'm living in fear for the next month and a half of that.
See, ever since I unfollowed all the Star Wars subreddits other than Cantina.
Yeah. I don't even go to the Funko Pop Reddit anymore. And that was, like, the one Reddit I went to see when shit was coming out.
I just look at the Galaxy of Heroes, the Battlefront, and Star Wars Cantina.
Yeah. But yeah. Final thoughts, Dan. Last 2 episodes, Phantom Apprentice.
Phenomenal.
I saw a headline article. Just a headline or some article on Twitter. Somebody wrote an article or someone was talking about it. Said this episode cements Maul's legacy in a way. I didn't read it. That's an interesting thought. But I think this does do a lot for Maul's legacy in general. It's like his plan, and let's talk a little about his plan. We didn't dive too much into it.
He wanted to
lure
Obi-Wan and Anakin
to kill Anakin. Do you think if he convinces them to come, if they come, alternate history, they don't fight whatever.
Like, let's just say he did this a little bit earlier, so Sidious wasn't abducted yet.
What are the chances Obi-Wan helps Maul kill Anakin?
0. Obi-Wan believed in Anakin till the bitter end.
That's true.
Obi-Wan believed in Anakin until he saw video recording of him murdering younglings.
But the idea of them joining up to fight Anakin is fascinating.
Also, Maul would never work with Kenobi.
That's true. They hate. Oh yeah, he killed his master.
But and Maul has the biggest hate boner for Kenobi in all of existence. It doesn't matter if the whole universe was at stake, Maul would never work with Kenobi.
But did Maul really think he could beat Kenobi and Anakin?
Or
he's just like, I had to try.
It comes down to desperation.
Because I'm going to die either way, probably. It might as well. This is my best chance of living.
Might as well fuck over Sidious and get rid of it, and try to get rid of his apprentice.
That seems like he would do, like, the better thing he would do. Like, I don't want Kenobi to win, but I also don't I do this just to fuck Palpatine. Like, do anything just to fuck Kenobi.
Absolutely, that is spiteful Maul.
That's genius.
Just like, because he even has a line where he's like, "At least I could get rid of his perfect apprentice or whatever." Like, it wouldn't get rid of the Empire or anything. Mm-hmm. You piss Sidious off, though, and that's really all Maul needs other than killing Kenobi.
Hell yeah.
But, like, if they both showed up, the only thing that would have changed is Maul would have died there.
For sure.
Anakin would have murdered him. Obi-Wan would have tried to spare him, I feel. Because, he's Obi-Wan. Even in Rebels, he still holds him like a fallen warrior. Mm-hmm. He only kills Maul because he literally has no choice.
Right, yeah.
Because Maul knows
out his misery.
Maul knows Luke is there.
Yeah.
Well, alright, now I have to kill you. But, he never... Otherwise, I feel like he wouldn't have killed him. But Anakin would have fucking slaughtered him. Especially because this is Episode 3 Anakin.
Do you know why Dave Filoni is one of the best storytellers around, period? If not animated, if not Star Wars, just period. we know the outcome of everything.
Yeah.
And we know Maul can't die. We know Ahsoka can't die. We know what happens to them. We know what happens to... And it was like, these two have to not be a part of the main movie plot. And, like, what are they doing? He weaves the story so well and makes us care and keeps us on the edge of our seat, even though we know what's happening.
Even though we know where all of, like, the named characters go from this point.
Right? We know what's happening between the music, between the action, between just the way he tells stories, dude.
Like, we know Maul, Ahsoka, and Rex all leave there alive.
Honestly, dude, this stuff in Star Wars, like, and Filoni makes me want to be like, I wish I went down that path of storytelling and being a creative type and, like, write stories and did animation so, like, I could be Filoni's Padawan. Like, I want to be Floaty's Padawan.
Yeah. That'd be...
fucking amazing.
Yeah. Just have a conversation about fiction in general.
Right.
Disney, get the shit out of your pants and just put Filoni in charge of creative.
Give him all the money. Give him... I don't forget which his favorite hockey team is. Give him season tickets. Just get him going, man. Let's lock him in.
Literally,
buy him a wolf. Like, just get him locked down.
Disney, literally the only thing Star Wars related you have produced since you own Star Wars that have been unanimously liked by the fans have been made by Filoni or people who are really close with Filoni.
Yes.
Everything else you produce Star Wars related has at least some level of splitting the fan base.
Even though The Last Jedi is objectively a good movie.
And even though Rogue One is mostly well-liked.
Yes.
Solo is mostly considered okay.
Yeah.
But there are still divides.
Just remember, JJ was a mistake.
But anything Filoni touches, the fan base loves.
Right. Filoni can't do wrong. He knows...
if you put him in charge, people will like Star Wars again.
Right? And he won't betray everything Star Wars stands for in Episode 9 like J.J. Abrams did.
And Bob Iger.
Right.
And Kathleen Kennedy.
Right.
It's not just JJ.
But it's not Rian Johnson.
But it's not Rian Johnson, but it's all three of those other people.
Yeah.
It's not just JJ.
Fucking... we're not going to get into that. This has been a Clone Wars day. It's been a great day.
We're talking about the positives right now.
This Friday, Episode 3, and then Monday, May the 4th, right after, Episode 4 of Siege of Mandalore. Also, we get Mandalorian Day. We'll hopefully be back that day with another podcast if none of us get the Rona and we all feel fine. But...
all plans right now point to another podcast on May the 4th.
then who knows till after that.
Yeah, who knows after that? But
everything's wild.
You can put that on your calendar. You can celebrate Star Wars Day by watching our podcast after watching the finale to Star Wars.
And then we'll do a stream that night, maybe. Fuck it,
yeah,
dude. That's Star Wars Day.
It's Star Wars Day, my boy.
And after next Grand Arena in Galaxy Heroes, we're streaming it all. We're doing it from here on out.
See, I wasn't thinking streaming.
Well, we'll make videos, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how we make videos off my iPad other than streaming.
Well, we'll both just do it on...
I won't promote the stream, but yeah.
We'll both just do it on my computer.
Yeah. But yeah.
Because it'll record better that way.
Any last words, Dan, about the Phantom Apprentice before we sign off and get some more drinks because I'm dying over here, even though
Dave Filoni is a god.
That is factual. So, follow us on Twitter, Holocron-Cast. Yeah.
Dave Filoni is a god, just right on your bicep.
Right on my fucking... never mind.
Yeah, I know what you were going to say. We both were going to say it.
And so, follow us on Twitter. We're doing Detroit streams. Watch them. We'll probably do Battlefront stream tomorrow. If you're watching this today, we release this. We're going to try the new updates coming down. Plus, it's fun. I miss Battlefront. New race skins. Hell yeah. And yeah. Follow us on Twitter. Watch our Detroit playthrough. I stream that live on Twitch when we're in quarantine. Hopefully you can be in chat, because when no one's in chat, it's just not fun. Yeah. It's hard. And then, yeah, I hope you're enjoying the content.
Watch our other podcasts.
I hope you're finding quarantine well, and hope you're safe. I hope everything's okay. And thanks for watching, and until next time. Oh, wait, no. How's a better way to end? I gotta end this good. I love you guys, and until next... And remember, every choice you made has led you to this moment.